What was that ending to the game, man? Wow. Double, triple bobble into the end zone for Russell Wilson. Hail Mary to scare the living crap out of us at the very end of the game. The Washington Commanders hold on to a 35-33 victory. They continue to rattle off these wins and scrape by on these wins and just take wins however they can get them. There's mistakes that they make. There's just bad play calls. There's bad defense at times, but they're finding ways to win. Now, granted, these are teams that I think we should be beating, right? We should be winning these games, and we don't make it look easy, but a win is a win nonetheless. There is so much stuff to go over in this game. I don't even know where to start. It seems like the game lasted forever. Like it just seemed like the amount of like turnovers or just the times that our offenses switched on the field so many times, and it just seems like there's so much that went on in this game, so much stuff to talk about. Chase Young, Montez Sweat coming up with the sack there at the end of the game together as like a group was sweet to see. But Chase Young had a okay day, I would say. Obviously, he's going to be one of the hot ticket items to talk about. I think for him coming back and making this his first game as a return, I thought he did pretty good. Now, you can't have the penalties on the last few drives. He had like one or two bad penalties, and I just don't know why. That's just cannot be happening. But man, Sam Howell. Let's just talk about the offense and the beginning of the game. We were down 21-3, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not here to lie. I thought this was about to be a bad day for us, and I thought it was going to be pretty rough. And our offense wasn't doing much of anything. Sam Howell had 30 pass attempts in the first half, and then only like 9 in the second half. And look at the first half and look at the second half. Hopefully, Eric Bieniemy and hopefully people on this team realize we have a guy who wants to be a breakout star in the NFL. His name Brian Robinson Jr. on the football team. Give the guy the football. Give the guy the ball. Look what he's doing with it. You can even give it to him in the screen game. He showed you. He just give him the ball, man. Now, Sam Howell also had himself a day. Let's read his stats real fast. 27. He went 27 out of 39. 299 yards. That's 7.7 yards per attempt. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 4 sacks, and a rating of 108. So pretty good day for Sam Howell. Obviously, there's still ups and downs. If you saw my first video where I said I wasn't impressed by the first preseason game, I did mention that Sam Howell holds on to the ball too long and he pats the ball before he throws it every time. And what did I say? It's going to cause fumbles. And he had one today. Luckily, we got it back. But just goes to show, I'm telling you, man, just there's going to be some fumbles. But I'm also sitting here was one of the people who were saying that I wasn't expecting much of this season. And I'm the type of person now that you have to show me something before I can believe it. That's just how the team has been for so long that I can't just sit here and just be blindly optimistic anymore. They have to show me something, and stuff like today is they are basically doing what they need to do. They need to prove me wrong or any doubters wrong, right? I can't sit here and just believe the team's going to be good just because you think, oh, we got Eric Bieniemy, the offense is going to be better. We're going to be scoring more like we expect. Oh, Eric Bieniemy scoring when we're scoring 35 points a game. That's like the perfect world we would live in, but we're not there yet. And even with this game, I'm still not going to sit here and think this is going to be something we see every game. I don't think the Broncos are all that great, and obviously the Cardinals weren't all that great. Now, yet again, like I said in my last video, one of the biggest things we have to talk about in our past for the last decade or two, we have not been able to sustain success. We won all preseason games and won last week. So I said, coming into this game, can we sustain success? And that's why in the first half, when we were down 21-3, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, man. I'm not going to sit here and lie to your face. I thought this was about to be a rough one. I thought that this was going to be me having to come up here and say, guess what? Look, we can't sustain success. It's just what is it? Why can't we do it? Well, like we need to get to the bottom of it. We still haven't been able to do that, but we're up here singing a different tune, right? Now, what's going to happen next week? Who knows? The Bills bounced back this week and they look good. So I expected that as well. Now, starting the season 2-0 is also a great thing. I think they said we haven't done that since like 2011 or something like that. I don't know. It was a ways ago, time ago. So, man, just this game is. There was lots of ups and downs, But I thought in the second half we got back to the run game. Brian Robinson, even Antonio Gibson, the screen games was killing them. We have a lot of weapons on offense, and we just didn't seem to find a cohesion of like figuring things out of how to get them to work together. And I think in this game, Eric Bieniemy finally got back to the we need to use every angle we can use. In the first half, they basically just came out pass happy. And don't get me wrong, I understand that the way that the NFL is going now is a pass happy league, right? So I get that, but also we have a young guy, and we have like studs like Brian Robinson. Why are we not using these guys? I just don't understand. But here in the second half, we saw them go to them a lot more often, and just the defense played better in the second half as well. Obviously, man, what a day for Daron Payne, and I don't think they really said what his injury was at the end of the game, but we have to be on the lookout for that, man, because he was playing lights out. They're like, you always worry about when a player gets paid so much money, are they going to show up and show out or whatever again? And man, he has been worth the money so far. He's been killing it. Montez Sweat, Daron Payne, and Chase Young's names were called a lot during this game. Jonathan Allen, his name wasn't really called so much, but he's always in there doing what he needs to do. So, Emmanuel Forbes had a rocky game at the beginning. The only reason that the Broncos were really in the game was because we were just giving up deep shots in the first half, and then that seemed to go away, and then they didn't really seem to be able to keep drives alive in the second half, and we kind of just actually made some adjustments apparently. Wow, could you imagine that? We made adjustments, and also there was a Jamin Davis sighting. Jamin Davis definitely had the best game he's ever had, in my opinion, because he got the turnover. He got the turnover on Russell Wilson. They even said it was a sack, so apparently it was behind the line of scrimmage where he got to him too. So that's mind blowing as well. So he got a sack fumble today, which pretty much kind of turned the tides of the game when that happened. So I couldn't believe it. There was a Jamin Davis sighting. He actually did something. He did something. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Wow. And that actually, like I said, turned the tides of the entire game. After that, because that was when we were down like 21-3 or something like that, and that gave us the ball back. I'm pretty sure it was around that time of the game, and that really turned the tides of the game. So hats off to Jamin Davis for actually doing something. Man, just who else? Emmanuel Forbes, like I said, didn't have the best days starting off, and then came back in the second half. They even mentioned it on the broadcast, that he just came back and started having a better day. And man, just we blitzed a few times in the first half, and they made us pay for it. In the second half, we blitzed, and it seemed like it was working better. I don't know. Let me just get to my notes, but I got so many notes, man. I mean, I got so many notes because that, like I said, that felt like it was a long game. Like just, and not just because like there's a lot of flags or something, which draws out the game. It just seemed like a long game. So let me, and Joey Sly. Okay, let's get to the Joey Sly thing, man. He had ups and downs as well. Now, apparently, the first miss was because of Cameron Cheeseman. And yeah, apparently, like somebody said, the cheese is going bad. That's commented on my stuff earlier. The cheese is going bad. We need to figure out what's going on with Cameron Cheeseman. Let's see what else here. Smith Williams had a sack. Denver's offense looks better. We can't stop their run and on their misdirection. So what they came out doing, which was kind of smart, they wanted to run the ball, but they didn't want to run through the defense. They just kept doing like end arounds and misdirection runs and stuff like that, which was smart. And they got ahead of steam and was beating us in the beginning of the game by doing that. So that was smart on their part. Sam Howell somehow gets rid of the ball when he was being tackled in the backfield. Sam has been getting sacked a lot, and maybe it's just because they know that we're only throwing the ball and that they can just only have to worry about that and pin their ears back and come get us. Jamin Davis had roughing the passer, so apparently Jamin Davis also uh, made a comeback during this game and did something better. 6-yard touchdown pass to wide open, was wide open by Wilson. Sam Howell has 3 sacks. He's just getting abused in the pocket right now. Wilson with another deep shot, 54 yards versus Forbes. So that was when Forbes was doing bad, and they came back and did better. Broncos get another easy touchdown. It's 21-3. Now that we're down by so much, we're just probably going to abandon the run and put pressure on Sam Howell. That's what I wrote. And it wasn't until like the second half where we came out, like really changed it up and started running the ball, right? So I was worried that they're going to put a lot of pressure on Sam Howell and he might make some mistakes or whatever. He did have the fumble or whatever, but he didn't throw any interceptions, so hats off to Sam Howell. The guy, even when we're sitting here, like I can't speak for you, but for me, when we were down 21-3 or whatever, and I'm sitting here like, man, they're putting him in a bad position. He might make some mistakes. No, man, he's a gamer. And that touchdown to Terry McLaurin over the middle, that was just straight beautiful. A beautiful pass, beautiful catch by Terry McLaurin. You know what that reminded me of was the pass, the way that the trajectory of the ball and how fast it was going and the catch in the end zone and everything. You know what that reminded me of was the Taylor Heineke pass in the Giants game to the corner of the end zone in that game for the touchdown, that basically won us the game. I forget who our tight end was that caught that pass, but it's just like a rope, like a bullet pass, and it's just like it seemed like it went forever. So that pass really reminded me of that, just like the crazy speed on the ball and power behind the throw. What did I? Oh yes. So I wrote down, what did I say about sustaining success? This is when we were down 21-3 or whatever. We can't even stop the run. Who actually thought Chase Young was going to come back and make a huge impact on his first game back? I wrote that down. He did have some plays later on, but still, I mean, it was just an okay day from him, in my opinion, because of all the other stuff that came with Chase Young being on the field, like getting multiple penalties there at the end of the game, which could have screwed us over. Jamin Davis has a great play. He tackled Wilson with a sack fumble, probably the best play of his career, I wrote. Logan Thomas catches the touchdown on 4th down and gets hurt. Sucks he got a concussion, but at least the NFL did the right thing and kicked the other guy out of the game. We were going for 2 points and get it luckily. I was on the fence about like why are we doing that there, but it ended up coming back and really helping us there at the end, kind of. Charles Leno holding brings back a long run from Howell. Every time like Sam Howell would have a good run today, it was just brought back by our offensive line, and like that's just how bad they are. And people are really starting to see just how bad the offensive line was, or is currently still, and it just highlights yet again. Emmanuel Forbes is tight, but I don't know. I feel like maybe having a really solid tackle would have been cooler, maybe, or something like that, to help protect Howell and help him be able to stand in the pocket and throw the ball down the field. But hey, I don't know. Maybe Emmanuel Forbes is going to turn out to be amazing. We'll see. Right now, he's been pretty good. So Joey Sly hits a long field goal right before half. Deron Payne with the sack. He was everywhere. He had a sack. The next play he had a tackle for loss, and then right after that, he had a batted pass. So he himself was a three and out machine right there. Like, man. John Bates had a drop. Sam Howell runs for 11 yards and gets a first down. That was a really good run by him on the left-hand side. Sam Howell to McLaurin for the touchdown pass. It was just talking about that. Insane play. Great throw, great catch. That was like almost triple coverage too. Derek Forrest drops the interception, and then like almost the next play, Forbes intercepts one. Man, we drop a lot of interceptions. We just do. 13-yard run by Robinson. They just can't stop him. Sam Howell fumbles it, and we recover the ball. I talked about that earlier about go back and watch. Every time he passes, he has to pat the ball and then throw it. It's just, in my opinion, like an unnecessary movement, and it just causes just you're holding the ball too long. Uh, Joey Sly misses a 59-yarder. Uh, there might be some more people talking about Joey Sly here soon. We'll see. If we would have lost today, there would have been a lot of people talking about Joey Sly. Chase gets Wilson on the third down, and they settle for a field goal. Brian Robinson with a 26-yard run. Hell of a run. That guy is a beast. We finally see Gibson on the screen game, and he gets 31 yards. Robinson has a rushing touchdown. Now we run a 21-yard screen to Robinson, so we go to Robinson on the screen, and that works. Brian Robinson touchdown run on the left-hand side for about 15-yard touchdown run. Chase Young with some big penalties late. Sweat and Young get the sack together. We had 6 or so sacks on the day. Sam Howell threw the ball 30 times in the first half and about 9 in the second half. Then we have the Hail Mary. Yeah. Wow. Like I said, going into the season, I don't really have many expectations for this season, and I mean, obviously so far it's been looking good, man, but the thing is we have been playing the Broncos. This is kind of like the favorable part of our season, right? Also, teams are trying to get into their groove. Also, you could say our defense gave up 33 points to the Broncos, right? So as much as like I want to sit here and just be jumping for joy, happy about like scoring 35 points is freaking awesome, right? Sam Howell looks good at times. Mostly he looks good, so that's encouraging. We have weapons on offense. Our defense at times plays really, really well, but we gotta see, like I said, I don't know about you, but I have to see more. I have to see it with my own eyes. I can't just sit here and be bamboozled by trying to be an optimistic person. I can't do that shit anymore. I can't get my hopes up again yet another time just for them to just, go to shit. So we'll see what happens next week. Now we have a real football team coming that we have to play. All right. So like I said, these 2 games, when we looked at the schedule, you're like, yeah, we should probably have a favorable beginning of our season. We should win these games, right? Now let's see what we do. Can we scrape out another win or even keep it close? Like even if we don't win, do we play the Bills well? So that's the angle I'm looking at this from. I know there's going to be people jumping up and down for joy. There might be some people who are pissed off about some things, whatever. I'm like taking a wait and see approach. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.